For this afternoon's press conference, we have midfielder Hannes Wolf. If you have any questions, please raise your hand. Get started in the room. Glenn?
Hannes, this is your first season in MLS, and you've experienced now some of the massive travel that happens. I'm wondering how you've kind of sorted that out yourself physically, and understanding the demands of it and the challenges of it.
Yeah, I think at the moment I do well. Of course, it's a big thing here, the traveling. For example, after the Austin game, I got sick after the game for 1 or 2 days. I got a little bit fever. I think it's because of the traveling and the time zones and the heat everywhere is a little bit different. Yeah, it's a big thing, but I think it's for every player the same. So I can adapt very good at the moment, and yeah.
You have air conditioning in Atlanta, by the way, so it'll be hot outside, but the inside will be beautiful.
Yeah, air conditions are everywhere. I mean, for me, it's in Austria, for example, we don't use air conditioning that much because every time I use it, I got sick. But since I'm here, yeah, I can sleep with air conditioning on. It's no problem.
How about on the field? So the last 2 road trips, LA, Nashville, there just weren't many opportunities created. Austin, I mean, you could have gotten a point or some sort of result, it seemed, you know, pretty, with a couple of breaks. Why was Austin different than those 2 games? Looking at the road matches.
I think if, for example, in Austin, we played, I would say, the first 20 minutes with a lot of confidence. I think in LA and Nashville, it was a little bit different. We didn't start very well in those games, but yeah, you see in Austin, I think in the 90 minutes we were the better team. We had more chances. We should have won this game, and this is how you need to play away. You know, you need to go there with confidence because we know we are a good team. We have a lot of points. Yeah, and we need to try this now again in the next 3 games away.
Any explanation? So the LA and Nashville games, you said you just didn't start the same way. What can you explain that? I mean, what happens? Is it something that you feel in pregame, or once the game kicks off? You know, you have different opponents, obviously.
I mean, I think LA is a very good team. For example, big field there, and yeah, we didn't press so well there. Like there was a lot of space between our lines. I think this was a big problem, and Nashville, I just thought we looked very tired. So in these games, because there were a lot of opportunities, they gave us a lot of space, but we didn't play it very well in those moments. And yeah, this can happen after 3-game week, after a lot of traveling. This was a very tough trip, to be honest, these days. But yeah, I think it's just important now to focus and to have again the confidence that we can win away like we did before.
Thank you.
Justin?
Hi, Hannes. Justin Egan, the outfield. Yesterday, we were able to talk with sporting director David Lee about your move to New York City. And one thing that he mentioned was that you were really engaged during that recruitment process with the idea about making a move to MLS. What made the league an attractive option for you? And now that you've had 20 starts in MLS, how do you assess the league sporting-wise as a player?
Yeah, for me it was a good opportunity because I know it's a big league with a lot of teams. I really like that. Yeah, every team can compete. You know, you don't have too many teams there. Like I would say, no team is unbeatable. And you know, if you have the offer of New York, you know it's a good club with a good structure, and this is why I wanted to join. And I think the league is the sport is very good. Like I say, everyone competes very good. There's no game that's easy, and I think this makes shows that it's a good league and a league that's growing very fast.
George?
So, just hearing how you said that you got sick after the last trip, and you know you blame maybe some of the travel stuff like that. What are you trying to do this time around to adjust to so many games in such little time? And if you look even a little further, you have a game right after Leagues Cup to start August. So you're going on a little bit of a run of a lot of games in a row. How are you trying to adjust?
I mean, normally, to be honest, it's no problem for me to play 3 games a week, because in Germany or in Austria we had, with Salzburg for example, we had like almost 60 games in a season. So this at first is no problem, but the difference here is the traveling and, like I said, the time zones and the heat in some places. But I think this was now just a moment where I got sick because I was tired, because I was like, my body felt empty at this moment. But if you're back out of the bed after one day, you know that it was just one reaction. And I think it's just important to sleep well, to drink a lot of water, and to do everything for recovery, and play every 3 days is what's the best for a player, I think, because every soccer player likes to play games more than training.
Chris?
Hey, Hannes, Chris Campbell from the outfield. Maxi Morales has recently returned to the team, although he picked up an injury a couple games ago. And you've had just a few moments where you've had both you and yourself and him on the field at the same time. How is playing with Maxi, change the way that you find space or approach things in the attack and defensively?
I didn't have that much minutes with Maxi right now, like you said, but I think when Maxi is playing, for example, my style of playing changes a little bit, because he's playing between the lines, picking the ball up somewhere. I try, when he's on the field, more to stay a little bit away from him and look like for him, because I know when he have the ball on his feet and he have an open feet, he want to play, or he can play a good pass, and I just try to give him like runs and space to play me in behind, for example.
Oliver?
Hi, thank you. This is Oliver Strand with Hudson River Blue. It looks like you're developing a real understanding and chemistry with Santiago Rodriguez. I'm curious, how do you go and communicate? How is your Spanish? Are you?
My Spanish is like almost nothing, to be honest. But I would at first I would love to learn it. Maybe I try it one day. But in soccer you don't need to communicate so much because it's more about understanding movements and looks in a game, and this is what Santi and I think we do very well. But we don't talk a lot, to be honest. But when we talk, it's always funny. But I think it's more natural, the things that happens on the pitch with Santi.
Michael?
Hey, Hannes, it's Mike Sander from Blue City Radio. Thanks for the time. Wanted to ask you about confidence. The team has obviously played much different on the road than at home. And curious if you have any tricks or tips that you use when you're trying to regain your confidence, that you can help if the team seems to hit a bad spot in the middle of a game.
I think the most important is I think it's normal that sometimes in a game the confidence can drop, especially if you play away. Like with their fans, is sometimes a lot of noise, but I just try to always focus on my game and what we want to do in this game. And I think if we did that in all the games, we made at least one point or one, because if you see, for example, Philadelphia, we came out of halftime, concede a quick goal, but we stayed there with confidence and got the result we wanted. And this is important, just to play with confidence, always believe, and just to stick to the things we spoke before we start the game, and try to do our best and fight for everything. Yeah.
Final one, Glenn.
There was a question about the language barrier or thereof. Alonso Martinez, though, you and Alonso seem to have a connection. Maybe the language is not important there, but that seems to have grown. In particular, your 2 assists in the one game.
Yeah. Of course, yeah. With Alonso is the same, because he's like a very smart player. He can set the ball. He knows when to give us space. I think Alonso is an amazing player, very important for us, and it's the same like with Santi. We don't. I mean, I joke with both of them, but sometimes it's not even a language what we talk. It's just something. But yeah, the chemistry also with Alonso is very natural, because it's just like I said, if you understand football or soccer, then it's like easy to understand, even if you cannot really speak with each other.
Yeah. It's okay to call it soccer.
Yeah.
Or football.
For me, I mean, I would say football, yeah, but
football's good.
Yeah, perfect.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.